thought I'd do a sketchbook tour for you guys since I just recently finished my sketchbook. And for once in my life, I actually finished every single page. Well, there's a couple that are pretty empty, but for the most part, most of them are pretty filled up, which is a huge accomplishment for me because I usually don't finish sketchbooks. I usually have about like 10 pages left, like just towards the end of sketchbooks, and it's just I lose a lot of momentum to finish them. So, but I got a tip from one of my pretty cool artists on YouTube. Her username is Kathy J. Lou. She had a sketchbook video called 5 Easy Sketchbook Tips, and she talked about skipping around in sketchbooks, which is what I did in this sketchbook. I skipped around, and it kind of relieves the pressure to, like, I don't know how to describe it. But it did help a lot. And I didn't even realize that my sketchbook was almost empty until I had like maybe 12 pages left, and then I was like, oh, I'm almost done. And I felt really excited about finishing my sketchbook. And I still, even though I knew that my sketchbook was almost filled up, I still didn't feel that pressure because I didn't have those last 10 pages towards the end. The sketchbook that I used for this time is it's called a Earthbound sketchbook made out of recycled paper. It's by Rowney. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's who it's by. I really like the sketchbook. It had really nice smooth paper. I really don't like paper that has a little tooth to it. I find that it smudges more, and I don't really like that. So this had nice smooth paper, plus it was toned. I really like working on toned or colored paper. I don't know why, I think it just gets my creative process moving more, and after a while I was just kind of getting tired of drawing on white paper. Most of the materials I used in this sketchbook were colored pencils. I didn't use too many like lead pencils. I used it a couple times, but not too many times. I discovered color erase PrismaColor pencils, and those were pretty cool because they were color pencils, but you could erase them a little bit. Like, they couldn't totally erase them, but you could erase them. I also used a lot of brush pens to ink, and I used Copic Markers as like another way to color. I liked combining both Copic and pencils. I found that technique to be really cool, and I don't know, when I started doing it, I just felt like something clicked, and I haven't been able to stop doing it, using both of them together at the same time. And I just really like the way they work together. And it kind of freed me up from like the standard, sketch, color, ink with a black brush pen or black inking pen. With the color pencils, I got to make colored outlines, and I know you could like use colored ink pens, but their colored pencils also gave like this interesting texture in comparison to the Copic markers. Like, it had a little bit more grainy, rougher texture compared to like the smoothness of the Copic. And I always thought it was kind of really hard to do textures with the Copics, so I thought pencils was a great way to like add more variety to Copic marker drawings. Plus, it also helped me with shading too. Like, you could only feel like go so far with a Copic marker. Like, Or of course, I don't have a lot of Copic marker variety in my collection, and I can get really dark tones and depth into my pictures by using like a darker pencil. Another thing you might have noticed in my sketchbook is a bunch of studies of hands and feet and some figure drawing. I use this website that used to be called Pixel Lovely, but now they've recently changed their name to Line of Action, and it's like lineofaction.com, I believe. It's a great website for like practice figure drawing and doing studies of hands and facial expressions and feet, and they also have an animal one where you could draw animals. They have a bunch of reference pictures of animals, and I never used that one before. I just mostly do the people one, but I really like it because figure drawing is one of my favorite things to draw, but I can't always make it to like a figure drawing session, and since I'm not really in school anymore, I don't really have access to a class, so I like to use that to keep up my practice. And they like have time sessions, you could do class mode, and it's really great. And I should probably mention, this is not sponsored, I totally really like this class, and I think there's a couple other websites, but I think this is the best one. I was looking at a couple of the other websites, and there was this one, I forget which one it was, but it was just like all their poses of their women were just like really sexual and like almost pornographic, and it was just like made me a little uncomfortable because I'm like, because none of the poses with the guys were like this, and I was just like, yeah. Well, I don't really know what else to say about this sketchbook other than this was probably the best sketchbook I ever worked on. I just really liked what came out of it. I feel like I really had a huge artistic boom in this sketchbook. Like, I was beginning to like really mold what I wanted out of my art. For a while, I was just like kind of wandering aimlessly of what I wanted in terms of style and like what I wanted, like color theory wise, how I art process wise, and this sketchbook, I don't know what, just the discovering of different things made me happy with what I am with my art right now, and I really like it. I had a lot of growth in this sketchbook, and I'm afraid for the next one because I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I'm not sure if I want to get another Earthbound sketchbook or if I want to use another sketchbook that I have. I have like 3 smaller sketchbooks on hand. One has white paper in it and it has a bit toothy. Maybe I'll just do studies in that one. I have 2 other ones that have colored paper in them. One of them is I made and the other I bought at my art store. So I'm not really sure. I'm probably gonna have a little area where I'm not really gonna have a sketchbook for a while. I'll probably work on some big projects out of this sketchbook before I move on to another one. So thank you for watching. Looks like I'm getting towards the end of the sketchbook tour. I'll probably do another one soon of the one I did before this sketchbook. I have a smaller one I did, and that one was a little bit more free and loose. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.